Fire in the hole, let's make an awesome appetizer. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. The holiday season is upon us and I trust you've all had a great turkey day. I know I did. What I've got going on here is I'm going to make this bread appetizer with bread and cheese and bacon. And I'm so glad that guy's here. But anyway, yeah, I've got a stick of butter in my saucepan. We're going to melt that down. And to that we're going to add a little bit of my favorite seasoning blend, which happens to be my Rootboy Rub #1. Just about that much of that. You know, if you don't have any Rootboy Rub #1, well, shame on you. You need to go get some. But if you want to make you want to put your own stuff in there, you just put some salt, pepper, garlic, and whatever herbs you like in that stick of butter. We're going to get that melted down. The other thing we're going to put in there is some bacon. Got some crumbled up bacon from some bacon that I cooked. And we're going to get that in there. We're going to melt that stick of butter down with that bacon. Then we're going to set that aside and prep our bread up. So that's looking good already with all that bacon and all that butter in there. Okay, so let's prep our bread next. Let's prep our bread next. Boy, oh boy. Okay, stay tuned. So I got a loaf of sourdough bread and I've got some pepper jack cheese and some cheddar cheese, and what I'm going to do is cut into this, and I'm not going to bore you with that. We're going to speed through this as I cut this bread up. You see what I'm doing? I'm cutting into the bread, but I'm not cutting through it. I'm not cutting all the way through it. I'm just cutting into the bread like this, like so. Let me fast forward through that and we'll show you what we do after that. Stay tuned. So I hope you see what I've done here. I've got the bread cut up into, I've sliced into it. We're going to take some of that cheese and stuff it down inside the slices like that. So I got some pepper jack there, and there's some more pepper jack right there. And we'll throw some cheddar next. We'll just kind of alternate it, stuffing it down inside slices of bread, you see? You see where I'm going with this? Pretty easy recipe so far. I think this will make a nice presentation. When you put it out on your table and the guests start picking the bread off of it, they're going to be really impressed with how wonderful this is. We'll get that cheddar cheese stuck down in there, like that. Get some more cheddar cheese back here. I'm going to get as much cheese as I can, as much as I possibly can get in there, crammed in those spaces between those pieces of bread, you see. Some pepper jack and some cheddar, wherever I can get it. So you see where I'm going with this, right? So let me get my bread stuffed up and we'll go to the next step. Stay tuned. My bread is all stuffed up with that cheese, as much as I could get in there. So what we're going to do now is we got it on some aluminum foil. We're going to take that butter mixture that we made and just pour it over the top of that with that bacon and that butter all over the top of that bread, like that. That's really starting to look like something now. You got those herbs from my rub, and you've got the butter and the bacon. Yeah, that's starting to look good now, but we got to cook it. So what we're going to do now is wrap it up in foil and put it on the grill. Oh, we got one more thing I want to do. I got some shredded gruyere cheese that I want to throw on top of that, all that. On top of all that other cheese, I've got this shredded gruyere cheese that I'm going to put on top. It's going to really make it pop. So it's a pretty easy recipe so far, huh? Nothing to it. All we got to do now is get this on the grill, get that cheese all melty. Yeah, there you go. How's that look? We'll get that cheese all melty and we'll get a beer and take a taste. So stay tuned. My cheesy bacon bread is done. There's the not too frosty Rootboy mug. Here's today's beer. Today's beer is from Oscar Blues Brewing Company. This is Fugly. Now, that's a great name, Fugly. It's a beer brewed with yuzu and ugly fruit IPA. Yuzu and ugly fruit apparently are pardon me. Yuzu and ugly fruit are a Japanese and Jamaican citrus fruits. And we're going to find out all about this Fugly beer right now. We're going to pour this puppy out and take a taste. What do you think, Lassa? You want some Fugly? You ever get any Fugly on you? I think they're talking about my mother-in-law. She's Fugly. Let me tell you what. That's an interesting looking ale right there. Fugly. Fugly has yuzu and ugly fruit IPA. Let's take a sniff of that, Lassa. What do you think, baby? Well, it's an interesting smell. It just smells of kind of a citrusy flavor. Let's quaff the froth off it, Lassa. What do you think, baby? Not bad. Tastes pretty good, actually. Tastes fine. That's 5.8 alcohol by volume. Not really a lot. Fugly. Fugly. I like saying fugly. Can you tell? Yeah, so fugly. All right, let's get some of that bread over here and get some in my mouth. Okay, so obviously you want to serve this warm, and you want to let your guests just reach in there and pick out a piece of bread and tear it off, and you got all that melty cheese and bacon. How could you go wrong? Oh my goodness, that's delicious. Believe it or not, my Rootboy Rub really brings something to it. Oh, that tastes great. I love bread. I love sourdough bread anyway. That's just awesome. I gotta quit eating. I'll eat that whole thing. That's my video, babies. Got my mouth full of bread. So have a happy holiday. I know it's too late for Thanksgiving, and maybe you can make this for Christmas. And you know what I always say? Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer, and this Fugly beer is really good. It's really tasty. Delicious. Anyway, I gotta have another piece of that. That is some awesome bread. Look at that cheese in there. Can you see that? Yeah, anyway. Oh, my mouthful. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good. If you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go up in the iCard and see Pickles Barbecue. He's laying down some good stuff. Tell Pickles the Root Boy sent you. Man, I cannot stop eating this. It's so good. All that melty cheese. Look at that. Can you see that? If you let me, I'll eat that whole thing. So bad for me. Anyway, babies. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Yeah, that's it. Bye.